Good afternoon and welcome to the senior final, 2023 Ulster Senior Championship final, and it is Clann Eireann from Armagh against Bredagh from County Down. They are based in Belfast, so it's Belfast against Lurgan in Armagh really, and we're about 10 minutes away from the start in Healy Park here, and the rain has stopped. Still a bit of a wind which is blustery and going from left to right in a sort of diagonal sense. It affected the first game and some of the shooting from Dunloe, who lost that game in a thrilling finish to Lavey by just a point. An absolute thriller of a game. We are now on with a separate stream for this game, and it is available on the Ulster Ladies Facebook page and also on the Ulster Ladies YouTube channel if you prefer to watch it there. The referee is in the middle, that is Maggie Farrelly, and she has called for the captains to be brought over. So they are coming over to the middle now, and that is Niamh Henderson, the number 11 for Clann Eireann, and also number 11 for Bredagh, Ailish Ward, Donegal woman, and she is coming over, and they will go in for the toss. And I also have Gemma with me on commentary here. Gemma, and you saw Bredagh in the semi-final, and you were just talking off camera here about the wind. So do you think this toss is going to be important here?
It's a big factor. It's probably blowing down into sort of the bottom corner away from the stand side, so it definitely will be a factor. I think you mentioned the first game maybe there was some shots went across the face of the goal. So it'll be interesting to see just what way, I suppose, from Bredagh's last game anyway. I suppose they were sort of good at mixing it up between running the ball or kicking it in early, so they'll have to just adapt, I suppose, to get once they get up to the pace of the game.
Were you impressed by Bredagh the last day, or what sort of game was it, or how did they play, or did they just do enough?
I'm very impressed. They mixed it up well. The work rate in particular was brilliant when they were sort of counter-attacking. The work rate and really set them up, and then I suppose there was a few chances where they just kicked the ball in early, and there was a few breaks. They got a couple of goals off it. I think it was the first goal was probably a lucky enough break, but they seem to be able to mix it up well, have a good mix of running game and kicking game. I suppose it's hard to know what to expect from them. I suppose would depend on what way Clann Eireann set up, but I'd expect them now to be putting up a really fierce battle here today. Really?
Do you think it's going to be a really close one like the last two finals we've had yesterday and today? Because these two wouldn't have met since they played in a few challenges, but they actually met in a minor club game in 2016, I think it was. They had an absolute thriller that went to extra time and was won with the last kick of the game. And the minor thing is important here because Bredagh have 3 Ulster minor club titles, and that's more than anyone, and a lot of those players are coming through. Now Bredagh are like two teams. They've got 5 or 6 girls from other counties, but they've also a lot of homegrown girls that have won 3 Ulster minor clubs. That's almost like Waddy Graham's and the men, they won 4 back in the day. It's very unusual. Whereas Clann Eireann around that time, they won an Ulster minor club. Were in a final and lost to Armagh Kieran, of course, and in the middle they lost to Bredagh one year, which would arguably have been their strongest year. But both clubs have done a lot at minor level and come through, and this is it coming through. Bredagh, as they also have that massive bonus of having the blow-ins coming in as well. But that's where the girls learned to win, that's where they learned to play, and that's where their management brought them through. An immense credit to the managers from back then. I mean, Tommy Coleman with Clann Eireann, with Martina Hoy helping out, and with Bredagh, Jerry Rogers there came through, and he's been responsible for these girls coming through and learning how to play, learning how to win, learning how to play at this level, along with Patter Doyle and Armagh guy, Joe McCarville from St Enda's Man and Antrim, Colin Murray, who's now of course doing things here with the Ulster Council today and running the show, and Damien Cunningham as well. Those people all deserve credit in a day like this for getting these both clubs here today, and it shows that minor success does sometimes lead to senior.
100%, and I suppose the female game's that bit younger at senior level, so the step up comes very quickly. The minor girls sometimes can just be the backbone of bringing through senior success. So it's good to see, and Clann Eireann obviously strong again this year, so there nearly seems like they're starting to build something again, the next wave nearly, so be interesting to see how that pans out. But yeah, definitely plenty of youth and fresh legs doing plenty of running.
Absolutely, that's what it's about these days. Is that why you retired? You've Absolutely. Done your bit, yeah.
Legs run off with.
Enough of that crack. And this is a big pitch here today, so running is going to be important. What sort of game do you think it's going to be tactically?
It's hard to know, Jerome. That's the beauty, I suppose, whenever you get into the provincial series. These teams aren't used to playing against each other in the more parochial competitions. But just from, I suppose, watching Bredagh the last day, I'd say it'll probably be cagey enough, to be honest, for the first I'm sure 10 or 15 minutes. Both teams feel their way into the game and maybe see the setup. But I think Clann were slightly cagier the last day out against Moneyglass again. So
the last day they really pressed up on them all over the field and smothered them, and Moneyglass were a bit lost. It didn't look like them at all, you know. Whereas today it's going to be interesting for me. Bredagh will want to get the ball in really quick to Viv McCormick and to Eva Hicks. They'll play those two up there. Yeah,
Viv was probably central the last day as well, but especially the first 15 minutes of the second half, Eva Hicks was just sort of carried them for a small period of the game, and getting the ball up, the early ball.
Her own girl, of course.
Really seems to work well. That's up at Glenelly, I think. She was from originally. That seems to suit them. Again, that may come back to the wind. Just we'll have to see what way the first half opens up. But I think it'll be cagey enough. But would love to see a high pressing game. I suppose that lends itself to higher scores, more exciting football. So hopefully it'll open up.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well and unusual that Donaghmoyne aren't here. They've been in 18 finals in a row. The last time they weren't in the final was 2003, which is just incredible. It's also, talking about little notable things, it's the first ever Ulster Ladies Senior Final to be played in Omagh at St Enda's here in O'Neill's Healy Park. And Clann are the first Armagh finalists since way back in 1977 or something, when it wasn't really developed as such. But you know, that's a big thing for Clann and for Armagh, you know. And Bredagh had the experience of 2 years ago of being in this game.
Yeah, that's it. And it's, I suppose, like Donaghmoyne has just been so central to Ulster the last few years. It's probably good for the health of the game, I suppose, all around, to see different teams coming through. It is surprising, I suppose, with Armagh stat, even Clann have been they've been strong. There's really strong players feeding into the Armagh team. So it'd be great to see them through. And obviously Bredagh, I suppose something different has really pushed through, obviously on the back of the minor success for the last couple of years. So you like to see the strength of the football spreading across the whole of the province. Yeah,
I mean, no Down team or no Armagh team has ever won this. And I suppose Donaghmoyne have just dominated so much. No one has really had a look in, apart from maybe Terman and Errigal and a couple of teams, but they have dominated so much. But there's a new wind of change here, if you like. And, you know, Moneyglass beat Donaghmoyne, and then we thought that they were going to go through, but it's all opened up. So it's anybody's now. But you'll know Clann of old, of course, and you know the likes of Sinead McCleary, who actually came back last year and won with them last year. And players like that have been there, but they have those older brigade as well. I mean, the McAlindens are all there. They're not named as McAlinden now, but like Mags McAlinden is in the subs. Her sister Catherine in goals, Grania at number 4, and Maeve Moriarty, 38 years old. So they have that older brigade there as well. I'm not saying you're that old now.
Well, I'm played a lot with most of them girls at college, but I suppose the likes of Maeve Mo is just such a leader and gives such stability to the team and the club over so many years, and the McLindens obviously. So I suppose, you really like to see the likes of Maeve, who's given so much service, to have big days out like this again, and it's great to see still going.
They must be loving playing with these younger girls. The Henderson sisters there, the Coleman sisters, who've been terrific as well. Tierna Grimes, Kate Toe, and the McCambridges. Maeve McCambridge has transformed into a forward player now. Clodagh McCambridge nominated for an All-Star last night, of course. I take it she'll pick up Viv tactically. I imagine that's the way they're going to play it. I'm not sure who Maeve Moriarty will actually pick up. She maybe just sit in there and read the game, and then we'll look at the Bredagh team in a second and see what sort of way they play. But also mention for number 15, Aileen Donoghue. She got a goal in the last game. She's only 15.
Yeah, she's such a talent.
So that's she's a teammate who's 38 and she's 15. But that's the beauty of club football. And Gregory McGonigal, he's in there as Gray McGonigal, by the way. And I was going to say something about his hair, but he doesn't have any hair. We'll maybe not go there. Let's move on to look at the Bredagh team, and we'll see what we think of them and what way they might line up. Ailish Ward, the captain, she usually drifts out to the wing. Maeve Deary comes into the middle a little bit, and probably Ciara McCrainer will come out around the middle and leave Eva and Viv 14 and 15 inside there. Lots of experience at the back, and we are now going to break because we are having a minute's silence, and it's for the tragic news that Sean McCash in Ballykindler in County Down has passed away. Sean, a referee and administrator at youth level and at East Down level and County Down, and there's lots of people shocked around the country at the news of his passing.